An interesting deity that is not talked about very often is Aparajita. Aparajita, in English, the Unconquered. In the Tibetan, it's Shengimitupa. And this figure is really quite obscure. We don't have a lot of art for it, but it does appear at certain periods of time and with certain iconography that make it a subject that we should pay a little bit of attention to. So, first of all, Paragita is coming out of essentially the New Tantras, and we can find it in several different groups of compendia of iconography, such as the Abhayakara group and the Rinjung Gyatso, Rinjung Trengwa group of different iconographic sort of umbrella groups. These are large groups that contain iconographic forms, and they're all textually based. So, the really interesting thing about Aparajita is it is quite common as a secondary figure in early paintings, Indian-style paintings belonging to the Taklong Drikung, possibly Drukpa Kagyu traditions, and this is up to about the 14th century. And this figure of Aparajita is only found in the bottom register, sometimes in the middle, sometimes slightly to the left or to the right, white in color, and the clothing is all white. One face, two arms, generally peaceful in appearance, and holding with two hands at the chest, holding a vase, a wealth vase, a long life vase, some type of vase. So this is quite interesting because we found at least 9 paintings in this early Kagyu. In these early Kagyu traditions, in this early, in Tibet, early Indian-style painting, where we find this figure, but without too much reference. But then if we look at Densitil Monastery, and we look at some of the sculpture of that period, we're really looking at 13th, 14th, 15th century, but we see at least one image of a Paragita in a Densitil style. So it's quite possible that Paragita was one of the figures either on the stupas, the large metal sculpture stupas, or it was in a shrine. So we have reference to this. Now we also can find Aparajita as one of the 10 Wrathful ones, as one of the protector deities for the larger, more important meditational deities of Hevajra, Chakrasamvara, Vajrabhairava. We have this outer sort of circle of 10 Wrathful ones. And Aparajita in a Wrathful form, either one face, 2 arms, 3 faces, 6 arms, with or without a consort, Aparajita can also be one of these figures. Does this mean the Aparajita that's found in the early Indian-style paintings of the early Kagyu is the same Aparajita as the 10 Wrathful ones? No, it doesn't mean that at all. It could be just a borrowing of the names. It's a use of the same name, but the deities can be completely different with completely different origin, myth, and source texts. Now, what is Aparajita? Is it a wealth deity? Is it a long life deity? Is it a protector deity? Well, it depends on the context, and it depends on the form. We have a number of different forms of the deity, and they're all linked by the name, by this Tibetan name, Shengimitupa, or this Sanskrit name of Paragita. Now, are they all related? Well, maybe not. Maybe they don't have to be. Maybe it is actually 1, 2, or 3 different deities all sharing the same name, but otherwise they're unrelated. So, Aparajita, it's an interesting subject because it does appear in early art, and it is found in various tantric systems and iconographic sources. So it needs to be just known about. You have to know about it. You don't have to spend a lot of time researching it, but you need to know about it. So Press the like button. You can subscribe, you can ask questions, you can also become a donor and support HAR on Patreon.